The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It is 62 degrees. I've heard it's on the way to 90 in some parts of Chicago today. 90 degrees. 604. So give us that proof of life check-in. 312-591-8300. Mitchell, we see you. Check in. I was doing like one of those, remember the old days when people went live and videos and they said, we're going to wait till it populates here. We're going to check it out. Okay, Mikey, I see you. Mikey.
Wait, there's some people under the chat room.
Yeah. All right, Laura, thanks for checking in from Schaumburg. See you. That's great. We're going to give it a few minutes here before we start the broadcast. All right, here. Let's give
it like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, just give it an hour. Let some people show up. I'll go get a snack.
All right, Brett, I see you, Brett. Thanks for checking in. Crew member Brett, all right? I got you. All right. Just keep checking in here. 312-591-8300. Yeah, I just always love that when they wait about 3 minutes to get the video started. All right, we got 500 people in the room now. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
Let the room populate.
Yeah, let the room populate. That's all over now, right? I haven't seen anybody waiting for the room to populate anymore.
Well, sometimes it doesn't populate, then it sucks. You really put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Because people can see how many people are in here, and that sucks. If they couldn't see, you'd be like, all right, we got 1,000. We can start this off. It's like there's just me and you. It's a FaceTime. It sucks.
FaceTime.
Let's see. I see you. I see my brother. I see my cousin Mike. Okay, let's go. We got everybody in here. Let's go.
So when you on Instagram and you post a story, right? And if somebody likes it, you know how the hearts pop up when you get likes on your story?
Yeah.
When I post something, I'm like, oh, snap, that's like a lot of hearts popping up. And I click on the story, and it was just my mom. She's I'm like, okay, you don't need to throw that many hearts on the screen. It should be accurate. It should be one heart pops up.
Just one.
At first, I thought that's how many, hearts it got.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What, 400 people like this?
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. It's content and Kenzie. What's on and popping.
Yep. Instead, it's one heart that got somehow dittoed.
It's my mom. I'm like, this sucks.
And you picture, did mom just go, or she pushed it once and just Instagram
She probably
says.
didn't even mean to.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Their finger slipped.
Well, of course. She didn't like it.
All right, we got Charlotte the dog walker. I see you, Kim. Luke. All right, checking in. 708. Yep. 219. Local 2 checking
Make
in,
sure
okay?
you like and subscribe our video.
Yep, Chef Sean. Ahoy, what's up, bud? Got it? See everybody? All right, we can start the broadcast now. All right, here we go. Austin City Limits, a chance to get to a trip to see that. And VIP style coming up here in just about 10 minutes.
Because we got to wait until it populates.
Yeah.
We give it away.
Yeah, we got to wait here. Okay. More 708-331 checking in. Cool. That's coming up at 6:17, so stay right here.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go, it's kind of terrifying for the men out there, but actually it affects women as well. So the University of New Mexico looked inside 23 men's testicles, okay, in a research study.
What do you mean looked inside?
They took a look inside. Now, these were, of course, people that passed away and gave their testicles to science.
That's how I want to go out. A lot of football players donate their brain. I'm donating my testicles.
I'd be like, what hoe works in the science department where you want your testicles done? I don't think so.
I can't wait to donate these things.
So the person that's donating is like, finally got her. She wouldn't let me take her out to dinner,
Yeah.
but she's got to look at my nuts.
This'll show her.
So they looked inside 23 testicles, and 100% of looking inside, they found this shocking development inside men's testicles. So 100% of the men that gave them up, the same thing was inside their testicles that they did not expect to find. It's not supposed to be in there.
Was it spiders?
Was it dust?
23 virgins looked inside their testicles. No, you're going to be blown away, guys, and I think the ladies too, because they have to deal with this. So some of them do anyway. They have to deal with the testicles.
Bats fly out.
Wait till you hear what was inside 23 dead men's testicles who were donated to science.
That just sounds like a song. 23 dead testicles on the wall, 23 dead testicles on the wall.
I was
Take one
thinking-
down, pass it around.
I think we should make that a song. It sounds like something Social Distortion would have sang last night, too. The Case was at that show.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
So 6:30 here. Coming up, we'll give you the answer.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. So 23 men who passed away generously donated their testicles to science to take a look at them. And when they looked in, they found something in all of them, 100% of men's testes. Testes is a funny word to say.
Well, I have a question about the research that was conducted before we even find out what was in the testes.
So you got to stick around to find out what was in the testes. Okay, go ahead.
You said there were 23 testicles that were studied?
Well, 23 men gave their testicles, so that's double, right?
This is what I was going to ask, and I'm not being gross when I ask this. I know I'm not the only one thinking it. Is that 23...
Sets?
23
Sets.
Is it 23 little balls, or is it 23 sets?
I think sets.
It's 23 sets.
Okay.
So 23 men.
Because I don't know what constitutes a testicle.
One.
Okay.
There's two. You have two.
It's
I
like
think.
like a bunch of bananas.
Yeah, I knew a kid growing up he had to have a plastic nut put in.
But I need way more info. Tell
So,
me the story.
I don't know if I want to tell it because I get really cringed out. I don't want to gross out Kenzie.
Well,
Let me
it's
just-
too late.
let me
Is
just-
that really something you care about?
Okay, let me just say this, and then I'll stop. I won't continue the story if you don't want to hear anymore. In high school, he was a pole vaulter.
That's enough.
That's enough?
I think it's enough.
Got it? Got the
I
picture?
think we got it.
Wow.
I don't think you buried the lead. You know what I mean? I think it's right there.
We don't need to go any more on it. And as far as I know, he's living a good life.
I bet.
Did you have a question too, Kenzie, about the testicles?
You know, can I just say that a lot of people are guessing?
Yeah.
And Chef Sean said, "Is it the Riot Fest lineup?" Everyone's so mad we haven't said that yet.
You know, it's funny, Chef Sean, you say that because I've looked at my Facebook memories have come up, and by now we have announced the Riot Fest lineup the last couple years.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's coming today because... quick aside. Everybody thinks it's coming today
Because your testicles are been examined?
because my testicles are buzzing. Because NoFX is teasing an announcement today, and NoFX is retiring, and everybody thinks they're playing Riot Fest this year. I'm sure they are. I don't know that for sure, though. We have not heard anything. I keep on waiting for the text from the people at Riot Fest to go like, hey, the lineup's coming. Have not heard anything. I don't think it's coming today.
Yeah, and the thing is, we will have it first.
Yes.
Because we are their exclusive partners with Riot Fest for years. They're our friends. Riot Mike will call us, and he may even come in the studio. We will get it first without question.
Or we will riot.
Or we is exactly right.
We are going to throw a fit. If we
Yes.
log on Instagram and see it.
Kenzie, the mean email I will send if I see at 10 a.m. today the Riot Fest lineup is up and we weren't given a heads up, I am going to turn into a Karen.
You guys haven't seen Case be bitchy, and it is like unbelievable.
Oh, he goes 0 to 1,000.
Such a little bitch sometimes.
Yeah, he's also scary. When he gets to that 1,000 level, yeah.
Sometimes things come across our email, and I'm like, oh, Case is going to be unbearable tomorrow. Like, I just know this is going to just send him through the roof.
Also, if the Riot Fest leaks and it's not from us, I'm going to put my balls on their drum kits. That's what I'm going to do on all of them, speaking of testes.
And you're a good man for that.
I will
Thank you for your service.
I will do that for everybody. Now,
All right, talk testicles to me.
23 men donated their testicles to science, and they found this in every one of them. 100% had this inside. It wasn't spiders. It wasn't a bat. Is that what you said, Kenzie? A bat flew
Or
out?
dust.
Dust from virgins. Boy, this guy, he didn't have a good life.
Tough one.
What they found inside every one of men's testicles, which you probably have right now living, is 12 different types of cancer-causing microplastics.
Ew.
I know. Inside men's testicles. All of them. Every one of them, 100% had that much in them. Now, you may think, I've read this stat before, I think a year or two ago, that we consume, all of us, a credit card's worth of plastic every week. Every week we eat that much plastic. And it comes from, any kind of container you buy at the grocery store. Some of that plastic kind of just goes off the container into the microplastics, go off into your food. It doesn't matter if you're buying organic either. If they're wrapped in something, whatever they're wrapped in, whatever we eat, we cannot avoid it. Bottled water.
Plastic.
Organic plastic. I mean, we're screwed. All this stuff is in our bodies. but I didn't expect it to get all the way down to the testicles.
So, yeah, how do they infiltrate the testes?
It's just like anything else. I mean, you're eating it, it's going through your system, and you can't pee it out, and it stays in the testicles. What this has led to, by the way,
Oh, interesting.
is sperm counts have decreased by 59% in the past few decades.
That could be good depending on who you are, huh?
Wow.
Depending on like what your goals are, if that makes sense.
You weren't saying like people that are trying to have a kid and they shouldn't have a kid.
No, I'm saying like if you don't want to, it's like
Yeah.
well less chance for a whoopsie-baby, you know?
But that's also a category. There's some people that are trying to have a kid and you're like, ugh, hope they don't succeed. They should not have a kid, that person, you know? They also are saying culprits could be cell phones in pants pockets and vape pens in your pockets could lead to the plastics getting into your testicles.
Oh.
I mean, they're presuming that part of it. The other stuff is
Do
that we eat.
microwaves still make your penises not work? Or is
Is
that
that
just
a
a
thing?
rumor?
I don't
I
remember
heard
ever-
that.
Really?
Kenzie,
heard-
who'd you hear that from? Somebody
I-
on the playground?
Well, actually,
Oh, here we go.
there's an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where they keep covering their penis every time they put something in the microwave. If you must know.
It sounds like a reliable source. Yeah.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Gil Curtis with your headlines on the way in about 3 minutes. Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And we just talked about the fact that made your brain go. 23 men gave their testicles to science, and when they looked inside, 100% of them had cancer-causing microplastics in them, which is terrifying as we eat a credit card's worth of plastic every week. No matter how hard you try to not do that, how healthy you think you might be being, no matter what, you get it in there, and it ends up in the testicles on the men. I don't know where it ends up in women.
I don't know. Can we donate our vaginas? And then we'll find out.
I believe you can.
I thought that would be difficult. Cut it like a cake.
Is it,
It
is
doesn't
it,
just come off like yours.
so is it cake or a vagina? Is that a show coming out?
It's like a slice. You know what I mean?
Go to Playboy TV.
Yeah, I mean, you can donate anything, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's a medical expert out there that can verify that you can donate your vagina to see if there's plastic in there.
That's good.
A lot of people texting in. Mandy said, I'm going to start feeding my husband plastics to make sure I don't get pregnant. Okay, Mandy. Made your point clear?
I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
I get it.
Let's see here. Cody checked in, discovered the conspiracy of population control. So the government, he's saying, put plastics in everything so we do not have more kids.
But isn't it a problem that the population is now set to decrease instead of increase?
That's exactly right. You think there's too many people out there and it's fine. Like when I hear about people moving out of the city of Chicago, I'm like, good, we could use a few less people. We could use a little more breathing room here. Chicago lost like the second most people in the country in the last year moving out of an area. And for some reason, most of them moved to Houston.
Ugh.
Houston's going to pass Chicago by like 2035 as
Well,
the third
that
biggest
Beyonce
city.
tour made everyone be like, Houston!
Yeah, let's go.
They
Let's
can
go.
have them. Have fun in Houston.
Ugh,
Ugh.
sounds terrible.
It really does.
I know.
I mean, Houston's fun.
I've never been there. I shouldn't really rip on
Yeah,
it.
I don't know why you're saying
Have
all
you
these
been there?
things. Yeah.
What's fun about Houston?
Yeah, give us something about Houston.
It's really good food.
Better than here?
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's different.
Okay.
What kind of
Probably
food do they do?
Tex-Mex, probably a lot of Tex-Mex.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like a lot of good southern, like late night food spots. Good going out scene. And then more like, I would say there is more like, it's more of a party place. Most like warm places are more like party, right? And so there's a lot more places to go out at night that have food open late adjacent to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
I think Chicago used to have tons of 24-hour. I know there still are a ton.
But
like,
they're spread apart. Like Chicago's huge,
Yeah.
right? So
Houston's more contained.
I would say the going out scene is a little bit closer. Like, I'm sure there's different areas depending on what you like, but then there's like so much food available.
So hungry.
That's very important to me. You guys don't understand.
I don't know. I live next to a 24-hour Subway. I don't feel like I need to go to Houston for late night food.
It's
Yeah.
better than Subway. Yeah, I know. It's just factual. I don't need the I'm like, oh, we'll see about that.
I
See if it's better than a
I can't
cold
ever.
meatball sub.
I can't ever see myself going, I'm moving to Houston. If I surprise anybody with that, they're like, why?
Oh, if you moved to Houston, I'd be alarmed. That'd
Yeah.
be such a weird place for you specifically to move.
I don't see you moving to Houston.
I ain't going. Trust me, I'm not. They can have it. They can have it. And possibly science can have your vagina, but we'll find out about that later.
I just want to know.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 as the elite A-level prizes continue here on Q101. So coming up here in 8 minutes at 7 o'clock, your chance to get to the When We Were Young Festival in Vegas. First off, you get a trip to Vegas, which is awesome. And then you get to see things like, My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Pierce the Veil, Jimmy Eat World. This festival, when it was announced, the first one of them 2 years ago, such an iconic thing, and it was, kind of supposed to go on tour they were talking about for a while, but basically it stays put in Vegas, and we will send you there. You'll also get Riot Fest tickets just for qualifying, sponsored by our great friends, Chicagoland Toyota dealers, Toyota Let's Go places, and that's coming up at 7. Before we get there, let's get to Gil Curtis and your headlines of the day.
This is not headline news. Red Lobster has filed for Chapter 11. Ironic, isn't it? Of all places you'd think they'd thrive on being underwater. Yes, Red Lobster filed for Chapter 11. Meanwhile, Cheesecake Factory is working on revisions to Chapter 11 of their menu. Target will lower prices on 5,000 basic goods. Basic goods for America are defined as beer, Doritos, and pajama pants. And Mr. T turned 72 today, but he still pities fools over a landline. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.